On the r/Homelab subreddit, someone asked one question. Does your Homelab make financial sense? The top answer has 849 upvotes, and it is exactly 2 words. LOL, no? But that is not the whole story. 1,100,000 people hang out on that subreddit, and it is growing about 27% a year. So either 1,000,000 people are bad with money, or the answer is more complicated. So I priced out the real options. The cheapest Homelab, the best value Homelab, and the maxed out rack. With real idle power numbers, real electricity math, and real quotes from people who actually run these things. The cheapest way in is the used Office Mini PC. Think the Dell Optiplex 7060 Micro, the HP Elite Desk 800 G4, or the Lenovo ThinkCenter Tiny. These flood eBay for $130 to $180. You get a 6-core i5, 16 to 32 gigs of RAM, and they were built for corporate desks, so they are over-engineered little tanks. People have been running these for years as the default starter Homelab. Now, the number that actually matters. Idle power. A mini PC like this idles around 10 to 30 watts. The ThinkCenter M920Q with its efficiency-tuned chip idles at 8 to 12 watts. Measured by owners, not marketing. So what does 8 watts cost? 8 watts, 24/7, 365 days, is roughly 70 kilowatt hours a year. At the US average of about 16 cents, that is $11 a year, less than $1 a month. The best value option is a new mini PC. A Beelink EQ12 Pro with an Intel N100 goes for around $165, idles at 7 watts, and can run your whole home stack. And here is the trade-off that rarely gets talked about. Mini PC Lab crunched the 3-year total cost. At 25 cents a kilowatt hour, the used desktop burns $197 of electricity. The new mini PC burns $41. The new box wins by year 3, even though it costs more upfront. The mid-tier is the Minisforum MS01 at about $420. The reason people buy it is networking. 2 10-gig SFP Plus ports, which no other mini PC offers at that price. Now the maxed out version. The classic first rack server is a used Dell R730. Refurbished units go for roughly $300 to $500, with 20 cores and 64 gigs of ECC RAM. Here is what nobody tells you before they buy one. An R730 idles at 120 to 180 watts. That is $10 to $25 a month, just in electricity. And it is loud. 40 to 50 decibels at boot, 30 to 35 running. This is not a bedroom machine. An older server is worse. One owner measured his HP DL360 G7 pulling 200 to 300 watts continuously. That is about $430 a year in electricity. He now recommends newer hardware, because the power bill is the real price. So the honest math. A sensible setup is $150 to $200 of hardware, $10 to $20 a year in electricity. A rack build is $500 to $1,000 of hardware, $100 to $300 a year in power. Now the real question, does any of it pay for itself? On that Reddit thread, a user called Chef Excellence 30 said it best. Quote, spending £800 on a NAS because, quote, iCloud's 99 pence a month storage plan. Only 791 months till I break even. Another user, F Unpleasant Music, put it this way. Quote, mine makes little financial sense if you are attempting to cut down on the cost of cloud services. But it makes a lot of financial sense as a rare hobby that can save you money. Some of my bills are less. That is not something you can say about people who collect Legos, race cars, or golf. And statusip_IT. With all of the services I have been able to cancel, I am saving more than what electricity is costing me. I will be long dead before the hardware costs break even. Still worth it. So which services actually pay for themselves? The consensus picks Vault Warden, which replaces paid password managers. Image, which replaces Google Photos. Jellyfin, for your media. Piehole, which blocks ads on every device. Paperless for documents. Sync thing instead of Dropbox. And here is the honest list of what you should not self-host. Email, because deliverability is a moving target and your mail will land in spam. And your offsite backup, because a backup in the same house is not a backup. The 3-2-1 rule means you still pay for cloud somewhere. The hidden cost nobody budgets for is time. About an hour a month of updates, plus the occasional 2 a.m. fix when a disk fills or an update breaks a config. If that sounds like fun, the math works. If it sounds like unpaid IT work, weight it accordingly. XDA's Homelab writer does the real-world version of this math. He canceled cloud services worth almost $100 a month, and his electricity bill stayed far below that. Notice something? The savings come from canceling subscriptions, not from buying hardware. So the verdict, if you want to save money, start with a used ThinkCenter M720Q for under $100 or a B-Link EQ12 Pro at $165. Install Vault Warden, Image, Jellyfin, and Pi-hole. Then cancel the subscriptions they replace. That is the whole plan. The verdict, if you want to learn, buy the cheapest box that boots, break it, rebuild it, and the skills you pick up pay for the hobby 100 times over. That is what the top comments on that thread actually say. Quote, Homelabs are financial investments in yourself. And the verdict, if you want a rack, go in with open eyes. The R730 gives you enterprise features for the price of a phone, but you are buying a power bill and a fan noise you will hear through a closed door. Put it in a garage, or do not do it. So, is it worth the money? The rare honest answer. It is the only hobby where you can break even on purpose. But you have to buy the smallest box that runs the apps you actually use, and stop there. The people who regret Homelabs bought the rack first. The people who love theirs bought a $200 mini PC, canceled some subscriptions, and let it run. Be the second person. If you